You'll make it work. I'll stop counting.
That's
Sergey.
fine. He knows.
Sergey knows, yeah. Okay, okay. It's Haven though, Mitch.
It is. It is. I can't say I'm terribly surprised, but definitely what I am surprised about is Mixwell picking the Rays. And maybe, I mean, obviously there was a long delay there between the maps. In case you didn't notice, we were just kind of having a couple chats.
Waffling.
I'm wondering if Mixwell clicked Rays and was like, "Can we restart, please?" I clicked the wrong button. Actually happened to me the other day. I clicked on Phoenix as a joke just to get other people to be like, "No, dude, don't do it." And then I tabbed out and I was responding to a text. And then I heard the starting sound and I was like, no.
How did that game go?
Oh, we wrecked. We got like 13-2. We won 13-2, but that was nothing to do with Phoenix. We were just... It was not a fair match. It was one of our first ranked, and we had a friend who hadn't played ranked before, so it was very unfortunate.
You were the bully squad.
Yeah, unfortunately. I was just like, I'm so sorry, guys. Have a great day. This won't... A queue again after this. It won't happen to you.
So just in case anyone needs to adjust their sets, you are not wrong right now. You are tuning into G2 currently being down. It was their map pick to kick things off with, and it went 39 in favor of Giants on Ascent. We're now moving on to Haven, and Giants are smelling blood in the water. They are moving on forward and looking to claim this game and grab themselves a 2-0 against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the world, G2 Esports. This is hype. This is what we've been waiting for. It's time to get it on, and David P goes down straight away. He's out in the open. He loses his head. Patatek's got to try and hold on, but he gets blasted through the walls. It's happening again. G2, they are on the struggle boat right now. Can they turn it around? Artist falls as well. And Giants, they are showing no love to this side of G2 Esports. They are showing no respect. They have come here to define that they are the better team. Mixwell on his raise. We haven't seen this the first time ever. He's time to shine. Is it going to work out? That Boombot goes forward, but Exers gets the kill, and Giants pick up the opening round.
Mixwell, the debut, at least in competitive games, sure he's played it on the stream a couple of times, has come in on the Rays, on a map that we always said Rays wasn't that viable, on a map that pro teams shifted off Rays on, particularly because of that. In this tournament, there have been some crazy picks between Rays coming out, I think pretty consistently at this point on Haven from a couple different teams. Between Hip going over onto Phoenix, we've had Brimstone come back into it in the previous game, and then obviously DonQ picking it on Bind. It's been madness when it's come down. And in a way, that needs to happen because you can't just come into a game this young and say, oh, this is the meta.
Yeah.
You have to realistically try things for yourself and figure out if what most people think is right is right.
David P just, again, being the first one down. Not what you want to see. Giants, right? They come in with some swag into that pistol round. They've come prepared. They've brought another level to us here, Mitch. And I got to say, if you're G2, I know it's only one round. We can't hype up one round and go too far with it. But you're still doing this against G2. The fact you're even up one map is amazing.
Well, most definitely. Look, if Vodafone Giants did lose this, I don't think they'd be crying about it. They'd be very happy. But the reality is, in this tournament, they're a team to be feared on Haven. They took down Fun Plus Phoenix, FPX, and now they're looking to take down G2 as well. That 1-0 on the board, they've got a plant plus a man advantage, and obviously a pretty significant amount of weaponry advantage. If I'm Pith, honestly, playing Exit seems like the only way to go, but he's going to push with his teammates. He can just be an extra body for them to shoot at. Last man in, though, and obviously on range, he just gets torn apart by that ghost in the hands of Yuri. Oh, don't push that, Yuri.
That'll happen.
A little bit unnecessary.
Easy cleanup though for Giants, no problem at all. Only losing one player, it's nothing for them to be too scared about, but now G2 need to bring us this top level that we were trying to see from them. It was certainly lacking right when it came to that first game.
It's only a ghost that they lost as well, so it really isn't the end of the world. The money is sitting pretty.
That's the one, right? Dave P tried to push through, Exos just expect it to be happening like that.
He's ready.
If you're Giants, how good do you feel at this point?
Honestly, they must be over the moon with where they're at. David P. Complete misread on the timing, which is odd because the Cypher cage went down, so they were obviously within range to push through it. Exers is shut down. Oh, that's dangerous. Artist has a player inside of smoke. Fatino is taken down. Now they can focus over towards the site itself. That Boombot gets very close. Oh, man. The wall just about saved him.
They were so lucky. Boombot going full force.
Here we go.
Full forward. The shock darts from Jonba. They're always something to be feared. Doesn't go in for the second one this time as Giants, they start to back away. They want to avoid pushing up into this. They started off strong and they went to go full Devi into A. And then thought maybe we should just slow things down a bit. Both Mixwell and Ardis are here, you know. Especially a Mixwell on his first ever Raze official game. No, thank you. I don't want to deal with this. They're trying to approach their way back in. Ardis has just been spotted. They saw the top of his head as he was jumping. He goes in for the shot. He goes to tag him up. He does still land it in the end. Can't make the next though. So now they've got to try and find a way to do this. It's 1 versus 3, but it is going up against Jonba. He has been a dangerous person to deal with. Patatek, he's biding his time though. He's, ooh, no, Mixwell. And also still a lot of health on Jonba. This is doable. Shock dart. No, it's actually just his recon bolt. He knows where one is, though, straight away. Spike's all the way at the back, though. The paranoia being down is going to be a problem for him. He can't push into it just yet. The Cypher camera from Piff. Does he want to check it right now? Time will tell. Spots him out.
He's let him know as well. He's hoping that a bit of a wilder play comes out, that he tried a wide swing.
Oh!
No, forced to push into it. Luckily, the trade was there in the end, so at least the weapon is taken out of the hands of Vodafone Giants. 2-1. This is a big face saver for G2 if they can win this map. As I said, it seemed so unlikely at the time. But if they lose this and Liquid beat them, they can legitimately get knocked out. They cannot make groups. They could go out of this tournament with €300. That is unreal.
And yet we were saying at the beginning, who's going to finally beat G2, or are they just going to clean up all the prize money again?
Everyone is the answer to that, apparently. But in all fairness, Vodafone Giants...
Not everyone, not BBL, mate. Come on.
Oh, another dig to the Turkish guys. Poor dudes.
I love them, really.
They tried. They tried. That's all I can say.
There's one really cool Turkish guy that literally must be the super fan. Messages me every day on Instagram, just DMing me, and he's like, they're really trying, but like they make so many little mistakes. I'm like, I know, man. I know it must be hard for you. Like, he's riding with him. He's riding the whole way.
That's it. Ride or die fans. That's what you need.
Oh, yeah. Especially so early on in Valorant. It's good to see, man.
Get out of my
Definitely.
way.
Oh, okay. Double ults going up. Fatino starts off strong.
Mixwell's got taken down. Edge of the smoke. Coming out for a little bit more. Fatino gets a nice rotate over. Head peek angle. Not able to connect. Now it's back down to the Stinger. A close range fight has to come into play. It's going to be a little bit tougher now. He's waiting for someone to peek on through. His teammates can't help him with the wall up. This has to all be him. Jonba doesn't even want to cross that smoke. He's hoping someone makes a mistake, peeks out wide. Pith taken down on the push. The Stinger up close. All was scary. He's eventually dealt with, but Ardis gonna have to do a little bit more.
Recon again. It gets tapped out straight away, though. They're just going to have to back it. They can't. They cannot keep pushing on this stuff. Oh, this must be so frustrating if you're G2. You're trying to make the timings work. You're trying to hold hope that you can come into these rounds. But Giants at the moment, they've got this confidence. They've got this momentum. They're feeling very good for this game. In the early parts of it as well. Last time, right, it was G2 that started off strong. It was G2 that was really applying the pressure to them. And they came back into it. What was it, 7-5 first half, the G2 on Ascent?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it was 7-5.
Yeah.
Had to get the mental pictures up.
That photographic memory, Mitch.
If only.
I believe in you.
Photographic memory is like 240 hertz. I've got 1.
Imagine having a 1 hertz monitor. That would suck.
Oh, that would definitely. I mean, you've seen them, right? You've seen those LED screens that, like, if you go close enough, you can see them flicker, and it's horrible.
That'd be trippy, man. Ooh. What isn't trippy, though, is Ardis' eyesight, because he's just straight firing 2 swift kills with that operator. A bit of return fire coming out, but instantly the revive comes in. Giants are committing to this round. They want to find success in it. They've got to be careful of Piff behind this door, though. It's the pistols. Patatek. This is brilliant. Headshots have been landed, and Patatek picks up a weapon. He finds himself the kill, and they've made him expend that revive for absolutely nothing. What a big round for them to pull into this. This should bring G2 back up. This should make him feel happier.
Patatek in with a 3K. It's not like we've seen that before, right?
He's the 3K champion.
Yesterday, first 4 rounds of a map, 3 3Ks. Just unbelievable.
Look at the revive timing, comes in. And then where is he? There he is. Patatek just coming out.
Racking him from behind in the window.
Sneaky man. Very well played though.
So on 3-2, we've just had the start of the round. Obscure David P's the one picking up through the cage, I think. And he goes all the way through. Extras wasn't aware of that. A slowdown to stop the extra push. And it looks like he'll even make it away okay, despite both players being hit by the paranoia.
The timing on this boombot's come up as well. Nicely done from David P. I think Don Q was actually looking towards the boombot first, and David P had enough. He's not allowing this to get too far out of control, and the third round is going to be secured for G2 Esports.
That's ridiculous. A 4K
He
from
went
David
from
P.
0 to 3 kills. Oh, 4K, so yeah, 0 to 4. Forgot about the first one.
That push through the cage surprised me because Exer should have heard him go into it the first time, right? It made it sound cute for sure.
Oh, yeah. There we go. See, Donkey went to shoot the boombot. So unlucky.
That was probably part of the game plan on that one.
Yeah. Smart, very smart. Oh, no.
Stop! That's through a cage again! David P double opening this time.
And just another slow, why not? He just caught the edge of him, gets rid of the dart straight away. He's got his ult back up as well.
Oh, David P! He almost aced it! They lined up for him, spraying through! This is ridiculous! Back-to-back 4Ks from David!
How many lineups do we see in Valorant? What is with teams and just, I'm going to go now, but we'll all just make a little line?
You know, I think it's at that early stage. There's a clip that we watched again and again at the Aura More event in CS, and it really bothered me by the end of it. It was Shocks. I don't know if you remember, but in Banana, where he had an AWP, and he got peaked 4 times. Players just pushed him one at a time, and he got every single kill. And it's like, at the time, everyone was like, oh my god, Shocks is unreal. But now, if you saw that, you'd be like, why are they not pushing him together? Where's the spacing?
Yeah, but it's about pushing together, but also looking, the guy in front, he can't help it. But everyone else behind, just slide across to the other side.
Exactly.
Like, stop here on the other side.
That's the
Don't
thing.
run around him.
What I'm
Stop
saying is
before
that
him.
over time, the game evolves to a point where like what before was just normal now becomes like an obvious mistake that even the tier 3 teams don't make. And I feel like Valorant's still at that very early stage where teams are so focused on improving other aspects of the game that the basic competitive FPS foundations or fundamentals aren't being worked on as much.
No, what certainly has been worked on early on is Jonba. They're going to try and push into this A site again, though. They get in for free, but it's never free with G2 because these retakes are dangerous for you to deal with. Wall goes up. Don Q on the super flank, man.
Perfect.
This is going to be dangerous for G2. I don't think they'll be expecting this. Spike's already ticking away a bit. G2 looking for their way in. Pip's going to get a bit of extra information. He also... Oh, that's nice. Mixer putting his Raze ultimate to work. But can they get more for it? They're very hidden away, but now Pip's position is going to be known. Don Q still flanking his way through this. The revives come in. He's going to get 2 for it. Don Q, that is absolutely huge. Mixwell does finish him off. The defuse does come in, and it still doesn't work out. But that was oh so close. Giants, even when you got a flank going on, it's not meant to be because G2's retakes are something else.
That's a massive problem. All they had to do was delay time for Don Q. He even delivered when he got back into that site and all his teammates were dead. And still, it's not enough. They only got 1 kill on the push. You need so much more than that. And for G2, being 5-3 up, defensive side, it's exactly where they want to be, obviously. You'll take as many rounds as you can get. But coming back off that previous map, this is the kind of thing they needed to put Vodafone Giants in a position where at least that confidence should be decaying slightly as time goes on.
Nade went out. The Jet dashed away.
Shadows traveling.
Patatek wants to keep him at bay for now. He's rolling through his own orb in front of him and then into his enemy's orb as he tries to escape through the window. Jonba only on a Spectre for this round.
take flight.
That shows you a little bit of how desperate it may have got for Giants after a very good start. You've got to remember, right, you're still dealing with G2 no matter what. You may have taken one map, but it's never going to be easy. It's never going to be simple. Right on the edge of it, Piff, you need to deliver in this, and he's only good for one. That is just not what they needed, and it's happening once again. Straight in and grabs a weapon. Artist taking a shot in the dark, but he's not able to connect him up. 4 versus 2, and G2, do you really want to stick to this? Do you really want to go to it? You're being pushed out of position. The Sage wall's up. They don't have all the information. This is not pretty at all.
Not in the slightest. A massive bounce back by Vodafone Giants. This has to be one of the sickest retakes. I mean, we mentioned G2s are on point, but surely not this much. David P already in with a double now. An operator in the back of the site looking for the kill. Gets one. Out comes the classic. That was a wallbang headshot. He's got him low. Coming around with the right clicks, but it's not going to land. Yuri just about wins it. And apparently G2's retakes aren't good enough because they were just a fraction. One bullet away from winning that.
I honestly thought Artist would have had that. That was so close. Oh. Giants. They are really pushing G2 to their limits here. This is so good, the timing there from Artist, and the way he tried to get it done at the end.
Like if Yuri hadn't gone back there, he probably gets right-click classic. If one of those bullets hits a headshot, he's done. As the other's probably gone in the body at least. That was so damn close. For G2, again, I don't think that's going to affect morale. The fact that they've managed to almost get back into a 2v4, they've got to be feeling pretty happy about themselves, still fairly confident. As we come into round number 10, you're seeing Vodafone Giants play super passive. They're droning up through C long, looking for a little bit of doors control and potentially like a garage to C split.
Yeah.
But they've got their options completely open with the camera out on A long that's looking for any victims, any players to push forward so the info can be gathered. Oh, this is going to be a dry peek. Oh, luckily, the shoulder peek first. Oh. And Vittino gets in position. Really well handled by Giants for the opening pick.
They knew Artist wanted to go for more. They understand the type of player he is. Donkey pushes himself into the back of the site, but actually, David P bypassed him a little bit. Oh no, David, this is what you want. Even with Donkey missing those first few shots, it doesn't matter. Padatek trying to fire back. He's going to be smoked out, but still has vision. Can he play off this? Can he find an angle to work an advantage in with? 3 versus 5. The spike is down, and Giants want to make this 5th round for them. Even it up, make this as close as possible. Nice headshot landed, though. This gives them the chance. Padatek's up to his old tricks again, but it's not going to be enough. The rest of his teammates don't want to stick around with this.
Cover going out.
They're thinking about it now, but is it a little bit too late here, Mitch? Finally, he's taken down out of the window, and that's it. G2 decide to fall back. They wasted far too long in that battle, and Don Q desperately trying to escape here.
If he kept running, I think he would have made it, actually. The real shame about that situation is that if they'd have fully committed at the start, they got a good chance.
They're starting to doubt themselves. That's a huge problem, Mitch. When do we see that from G2?
Second guessing. Yeah, we're going to save. Let's go. No, when the save is called, when you start saving, the time's already too far gone. Getting back into that is so very unlikely.
And Piff's just not having a great game. Remember, he's spending a lot of his time having to rotate in. We've seen C hit off memory 2 times.
Very few for sure.
Yeah, in comparison.
Yeah. Like A-long fights constantly. Wallbang coming through. Not going to land. Although Jet actually ends up getting connected on and lit right down, popping the heel up of the Sage. And David P, so aggressive right now.
This is the Valorant we want to see. Teams going back and forth, head to head. G2, they're getting aggressive. They don't care if it's the defensive side. They're here to put some work in. David P is moving like a boss right now. Only one player left to find Vittino. Ooh, careful now. You're going up against Mixwell with that. Padatek on the hunt. And a 6th round now. They're just going back and forth, back and forth. No one's able to take a stable lead. Can that change for the half? And could G2 be looking at another 7-5 start? This time on the second map. And this is Giants' pick now.
It is like looking at a game of tennis at the moment with
Yeah.
how back and forth it's been. That round there was really interesting to me as well because obviously you have the wall bang coming out early on, but David P just continues to aggress. He swings through for every single fight, but he wins them as well. And then over towards the door, we saw Donkey try to throw through his smoke for the window in Garage and then teleport into it. But he just got swung on straight away. And Mixwell find the 3K to save the round. Vodafone Giants, though, coming back with a vengeance again. Patino's finding opening duels. Oh, that spray for Patatek doesn't connect at all. And with mostly pistols, somehow Vodafone Giants are in a position. Oh, no, Mixwell! He's taking himself out. He shot and then the wall came up. The rocket went right into it. That's so unfortunate. The ult wasted, the death taken, and G2 in a 2v5. It looks like we're going to be tied up at the half.
Maybe this is why you don't experiment with your agents.
Clearly, he's still getting the hang of it.
Oh no. They went for aggression for a second round. Vodafone Giants preempted it. They held back and dished out the damage. Mixwell humiliated. And now it's a 5v1. Piff's not had a great game as it is. They know where to hunt for him. They know where to look for him. Patino's just chilling there. Piff may get a couple of kills, but that doesn't matter. 6-6, and we even used the ult at the very end for the swap over just to show off our styles. Giants. Is this really happening, Mitch?
Banks, do you want the good news first or the bad news first?
I'll take whatever you want to give me, mate. Oh, I just want to see that Mixwell thing again, of course.
So, let's just give the two news. I'll let you people at home decide if it's good or bad, depending on who they're here for. The good news, in a way, for G2 is that they're an attack-sided team, right?
Okay.
That's good. The bad news for them is that it's by 4%. Only 4% better.
Yep.
But then when we look at Vodafone Giants, they got 9 rounds versus Fun Plus Phoenix. That was on the defense. That was the first half, 9-3. They are heavily defense-sided.
I do love your stats, and I'm all for it.
Nice.
But one thing we always have to take with a caveat when it comes to it is that depending on the type of team you're playing, the style of team, it always massively changes. And oh, shock darts again from Jomba. Look at Mixwell's health just from that one shock dart. That was huge, and another one's going in. He's on point with a shock dart. A headshots delivered as well. Giants looking strong in this pistol round. Mixwell still found the kill. Playing off the slow, damage being done, the spikes on the floor. Huge advantage here, but it's starting to swing back in favor of G2. Can they make it work? Fatino's still alive. Cage is being put down. Piff trying to find his way, and he's picked up a ghost as well. It's a 1v2. The Omen's got full health. Piff looking up high. Doesn't want to fight into this. He does have it, but he's just trying to bait him out for now. Oh, this is painful for Piff. He just wants him to come to him. The paranoia goes out. His vision is clouded. He's going to start to be surrounded. Getting away with this one is not going to be fun. They're making footsteps. They've just teleported above him. Oh, and Don Q will finish him off. That's a really good pistol round from start to finish there from Giants. G2 did their best to push it back, but that Jomba shock dart put Mixwell on red health from the moment it went out.
Yeah, Jomba actually took a while to finish him off, but luckily eventually just a tap to the back was enough because he was so low. We've mentioned Jomba's Sova play so many times, and it's hard not to just keep bringing it up because it's so damn clean.
Sure.
And you know, if this was G2, if it was Liquid, you know, if I'm seeing Artis do these kind of things, I'm not that surprised. If he's just put the time in, he's obviously on such a capable team, he's got the backing, but for Vodafone Giants to have that level of preparation has really surprised me, and they've just been a surprising team in general. Jomba, the man we were talking about, gets taken down by a nade in the end, but the Ares was good for him to at least find a couple of kills. Nice lineup by Fatino. Wow, I'd like it if he ran over towards the spawn to take the Ares rather than just running through the pistols, but that's a minor detail.
I think he was pretty hyped up at that point, you know. We can forgive him for it.
Yeah, I think so.
He was like, what? That just happened? Ooh, okay. Poor Jomba. Started off so well for him. Oh, dear. Deary me. Giants. 2-round lead now. Still a long way to go, and it is G2, as we keep saying. But this G2 is not quite the same.
No, they're not looking like their former selves. Vodafone Giants are the ones that have a massive lead, considering they're a defense-sided team in general, certainly versus FPX. G2 have that coordination generally. They're definitely a team that we've said before. Actually, in the previous series we were commentating at G2, you made the point that until the game's over, you pretty much can't call them because even 12 rounds ain't enough. They can make that comeback regardless of where they are. And they're coming back into this round or into this half by finding the opening duel in this round up against Don Q, opening up Garage completely. And now that TP gives them control over B site. Oh, it's very aggressive for Patatek to continue going forward.
Not the same kind of investment, though, coming out from Giants for this round. Nicely done by Patatek in the back lines, being an absolute nuisance. I'm sure he's not done yet either. David P doesn't have much health left on him. 15 seconds to go for him to heal himself up as well. Not playing a defensive position, though. There's multiple angles they can come from. Jumbo, of course, is enjoying the Ares. The Odin and the Ares, some players just think is viable, can be used.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like the Odin, especially because of the price, if you can make it work, if you can find your groove with it,
Yeah.
it's a weapon that 100% pays off buying whenever you're on a weaker buy. Or like if you are working it consistently, then it helps your team out massively with the economy you're able to save over.
Well, Jumbo,
Revealing area.
he's not done just yet.
Very wide
And
peak.
Artis yeah, he went a bit too far on that one, and the operator can be picked up.
The reason
Ooh, don't want it.
it's kind of hard at times when you're in that position. I mean, I'm sure you'll see some people saying like, "Oh, why didn't he just go save?" Because it looks so easy. Just run into spawn, you're safe. But for all he knows, there's 2 more players waiting there, right? So probably the best thing he can do is just hold down the position he's in, try to find a couple of extra kills, and hope that works out. Unfortunately, this time there were 3 players towards the site that he peaked. So
This is G2's chance, though, to at least even up the score.
Nowhere
It needs to be flawless play from here. Hunter's Fury going out already. No success found, though. And see the jet ult go up from Patino. They believe that's going to be the way they find success into this round. And continue to hold on to that lead against the infamous G2.
it's a slow start, a very slow one from G2. You can see the caution they're
Yeah.
approaching this round with.
They got to show respect to Giants. Look what they've done to them.
Absolutely. I mean, it's very rare that you see them with against this level of team such a passive approach. They're holding down towards A with a camera. They took ages. It's been over a minute. Now they're only going into Garage. Usually this control is taken far earlier, like they'll let a smoke fade and then they'll peek it.
Yeah.
But they've waited until they can get in here and trade. They're treating Vodafone Giants with so much respect. There is the trade, but they haven't checked their close left. As they walk out, they leave Yuri unchecked. He's good for a double kill, and now possibly even more. This is a disaster. G2 opened it up well, but they didn't expect that early stack. Vodafone Giants gambled on it being C, and that gamble has paid off tenfold.
Now, Giants here don't want to lose another member, though. They need to be able to take Panatek down with relative ease. Panatek. Oh, Fitino missed all his knives. Donkey will get the kill, but it's less than ideal for Fitino there. It was perfectly waiting in exactly the right spot.
Yep. Sometimes it happens.
It's just unfortunate.
I barely flinch when that happens anymore. I see it on my screen so often. Usually I'm holding the mouse then.
This, though, this was just, you got to check these, man. You have to just be looking all the time.
And thankfully he didn't have the trigger discipline to let the first player go by, because that would have been the most infuriating thing ever, because Mixwell did pre-fire him.
Yeah.
He came around looking at the angle. Had that, you imagine, like, because I'm sure it's happened to all of us, you're like, I'll let the first guy go, and then his teammate checks him.
He's like,
come
I'll
on,
check
bro.
it anyway. It's like, why are you checking it? Your teammate should have. This is
Exactly.
not logical.
It's very frustrating when it happens, but he even managed to spray transfer because he was ready for that.
This
swing.
buy is not good here for G2, though, Mitch. And there's a Bucky up on Xers. They go close range. Oh, Fitino spamming through the smokes. Poor Piff got tagged up by the Bucky and then pistol whipped. Oh, this is taking a bit of health damage, though. He's now on red, but he's still getting up kills. They need to be oh so careful in a 3 versus 1. He can't get himself healed up. He's only on 24 health, but he does have his ult.
Revealing area.
The problem in a 1vx with the ult is as
Yeah.
soon as you pop it, they just run at you. They
They hear
know
what's
what you're
going
doing. I feel like at some point we're going to see a player use it to bait out that push. Like they'll pop it because you can take your rifle back out and then just wait for a guy to peek them. And then I feel like we're going to see that someone try that, it won't work, and they'll look like an idiot.
This bit's just funny. Oh, I peppered him a little bit. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, because what happened there was Pith obviously goes, I've been hit from the left, turns, then goes, it's only a bookie, and then gets classic headshot.
He's like,
God damn it.
ah, why?
He's like, I might as well deal with the guy in the window and then take the extra 10 HP damage, but then he dies to that guy.
Now,
That
Mitch,
sucks.
it's again a rough buy. They forced up on the previous. It's not going to be good for them. And it's perfect timed aggression here. It's absolute domination. Such a quick round. 11 rounds on the board as well now for Giants. They could be getting a 2-0 against G2 Esports.
Of all the teams to 2-0 for Vodafone Giants, we need to just check their other games. This will be, outside of best of ones, their first series win. Not in this tournament, but with this lineup, their first time winning anything that isn't a best of one. And that's insane. That's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, they just had draws, didn't they? Yeah.
They had a draw versus NIP, draw versus FPX, and lost to Liquid and G2. Or G2 was the best of one mandatory. So yeah.
Giants are showing that they have come here to play, and they were invited for a reason. But Mixwell able to get this one to John, but that's a nice one to start off with. Palatex could be slowed just as he tries to escape.
I know exactly.
He was hoping to move his way out. Cypher ult being popped is certainly going to help him, and now they can see where all the rest of the Giants players are scattered around. Oh, and Giants just conceding completely. They want nothing to do with this round, so actually,
Here.
G2 can quite happily go on a big hunt now. But they don't really find themselves in a position where that's viable, do they? It's going to be quite awkward for them.
I do imagine for G2, they are hunting. They're looking forward in towards the attacker's spawn, but I would rather them at this point just give up on that. You realize all three players are together. They're grouped up. What's the point in just overcommitting those resources when you do realistically need them in case Vodafone tries to win around? This has been just so unbelievable from the Giants.
It went very much like this last time as well, Mitch. Remember, it got to 11-8. And then slowly slipped away. We saw one more round for G2 and a 13-9 on Ascent.
With all those ultimates, it's hard to realistically think that G2 won't get something done.
Yeah.
Surely. Hopefully it's not Mixwell ulting himself.
Yeah, he doesn't want to see that again, that's for sure.
See, the sad thing about it is, generally if you ult at a wall, certainly at the floor, it will boost you away. But because the wall hadn't fully erected yet, it shot as if it was just clear skies, wall goes up, rocket hits the wall, he dies, and it's just hilarious timing.
So unlucky for Mixwell. The fact that he's playing a Raze is still just mind-boggling. The first Raze game ever for Mixwell. At least in official. I'm sure he's played in pubs, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Official match with G2 playing this Raze. Now Fatino's just going to play on the edge of the shadow. And that's all he can do for now, Artis. Holding it down, wants one of the Giants players to make a mistake. Has his ult up as well. It's only the Cypher that doesn't have his. They're pushing into B. The shock dart again gets incredibly close to Mixwell. He's going to bundle out a grenade. But they'll just back away for now. Jomba gets one, but the nade was still on top of him. It's Artis that felled her. That's the operator taken out. Fatino popping the ult. Wants to get involved in the action. Expects this push to be coming in. And have they got a bad read on this? They think it's going to be. Yeah, okay, they see it's going to C. Now they're actually on time. From both sides. Oh, there we go, Mixwell. Now you're landing it. They've split up. They've taken spawn control as well.
That was huge by Mixwell. So they obviously had the Omen ult into the back of C side, and once Patatek saw only one player, I got very worried.
Yeah.
But I think they heard the jump up. Either they heard the jump up or Mixwell thought, screw it, I'm going to commit the ultimate anyways, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Because it's a round, like, you have a choice. Do you wait and try to win a future round, but risk not having it activated in this one, or do you guarantee you win this one right here, and possibly put Vodafone Giants down to a weaker buy, or a position where they won't be able to get a guaranteed OT just yet. I think he made the right call for sure. Obviously, getting the kill was insanely important. And they still have the Hunter's Fury plus the Resurrection for the next round. So G2 were set up nicely. It was nice commitment of ultimates.
The Giants will save one weapon over on Xers here. Finds himself an Operator though, which is a huge upgrade. But they still need to be oh so cautious because G2 are back in action. They've secured the 9th round and they only expended 2 of the ultimates in that round.
And here we go. For Vodafone Giants, the investment comes on through.
Right
Obviously, they've got a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Still, even after investing, most players were capped out at the 9K. So for G2, what we were looking at with, obviously putting Vodafone Giants down in eco is next to impossible until you reach very late on. The 11-11 mark.
They're going to poke him. The shoulder peak was there.
The Odin spray through the wall. That's
It's a new one.
it's an attempt. I'll give you that. That wasn't
How much
successful this time.
damage must the Odin do for a wall? Very little, I assume.
It does a decent amount, especially oh no, we've seen this so many times. They're not going to expect David B to be here, but he's spotted and just swings on the Odin, taking him down.
Solid aim though, but he's not going to check his right-hand side. What?
Xers, what was that?
How have you allowed that to happen? Oh, we've seen 2 embarrassing moments from both teams now in this game.
That was the worst.
That
one.
looked like Xers put his gun through his skull and nothing mattered and it was just doing whatever he didn't want it to do. And he didn't know what was going on. David P definitely didn't know what was going on. And I'm so confused right now that I've never seen something that looked just so painful to be a part of. And it's going to force Giants to save the 2 weapons again. But noise being made. Piff's in position. Only one more to find. Oh, Padatek. That's actually really on point there, mate.
I can only imagine the laugh David P is having right now.
He caught him. He saw him. Nicely done.
That's
wow.
really not a round that G2 should have had that much access to.
Yeah, the site should have at least been better defended by Xers, who's probably screamed as much as I just did.
It's almost inexcusable. And at 11-10, can you imagine the tilt factor that comes into play?
Right.
Like, you've possibly just lost your team the round. Like, okay, Jomba didn't do an amazing job here with the Odin, but he was sold fake info by the drone. This, though, this is ridiculous.
He just dances
Oh
around
my
his
God.
head. He like draws an outline. I will shoot
ridiculous.
anywhere but your head.
But you can see it. He fires the first 2 or 3 bullets thinking that he's killed him,
Yeah.
stops, and then he's like,
Oh,
I didn't.
no.
Panic flick that goes way too far. The adrenaline gets into play, misses those shots, and then he's just like swinging to the right like, no, please.
And trust he's going to be sat there going, I knew the observer caught that.
Yeah, he was watching me. Of course, because you were sneaking behind him. Like, it's just a glaring. Oh, that's just tragic for Xers. I hope he doesn't watch that back. He'll be so upset.
Yeah. Well, be better next time.
There you go.
Giants are running out of next time, though. They want to try and take this map. G2. They're doing it again. They've secured more rounds than what they did on Ascent, at least by 1. A lot of damage already done to Xer. As you can see, he's low on health at the top. Donkey's position is good. He needs to put his shadows down, though. Just going to play off the edge of them. G2 going slow and steady once again, though. Can Piff get out of this position? Oh, the timing. They're just about avoiding each other. Every time Donkey pokes, oh, now they know. That is just so unlucky. And look how far they've pushed up, and he's just popped it as well. He needs some backup, and he needs it now.
Oh, they haven't spotted. He's up above. He's dropped on someone's head. He was on top of Panatek, but that slid him out of the smoke.
No.
So he couldn't see in, but his feet were still inside it. It was so easy for Panatek. That's ridiculous.
Giants have got to be the most unlucky team that we have seen in these last 2 rounds.
Xers didn't realize that smoke was just about to fade. He stepped out wide to try and get a wall bang onto the player he tagged. And just stepped out into the window. Was like, hello, guys. How you doing? They're doing very good. Thanks for asking, because they've got 5 players left alive, and the retake ain't looking too likely for Vodafone Giants, who saved towards the C site. And what could have been the first ever win for Vodafone Giants in a series that wasn't a best of one. They're now in a spot where they're tied up 11-11, and G2 have got access right back into this game.
It's not just access back into this game, though. They have forced Giants to save 3 rounds in a row. You've definitely shattered their confidence. And you've had 2 rounds of pure, like, mind-boggling moments of, oh my god, how did that just happen?
They've literally not got enough credits if they lost these weapons to play Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's nothing's happening.
They wouldn't have enough.
Your little quarter's not going in anytime soon.
No.
11-11 though in G2. They are getting it done. They found success at the A site. They've bullied their way in. And like we said this even on Ascent, you can never count G2 out. They will always find a way to make it work.
Just look at the money they've left after investing. Obviously, it's decent for Vodafone Giants, but had they have lost those weapons, had they not have been saving so proactively, they would be screwed right now. They've got all their ultimates in play, or 3 of their ultimates, excuse me. Fatino grabbing himself a kill. That's Pith taken down, and a nice opening frag. Gonna be a little bit more cautious about playing so aggressively towards A. He dashed out of there as well. The spray not good. Overcommitment by Jomba.
Yeah.
And the res now popped out. One of the 2 ults for G2 used up. But that's not really valuable for Vodafone Giants. It's not a worthwhile trade. That is, though, Donkey able to find one, and he bails right on back, narrowly avoiding the spray through the smoke and leaving it into a man advantage now for the defenders of Vodafone Giants.
I get the reason for the wall there for Yuri, but like it's so easy for them to just spam through that now and just take it down because they weren't close to being in the site. You didn't cut anyone off. And they've still got plenty of time to play for, so maybe a bit early on putting that one out. And G2 haven't committed to anywhere just yet. Numbers advantage is with Giants despite the revive coming in. But that can quickly change. Exers is not having a great day. He's not having a great time when he was at A or C.
Yeah, this definitely. To be honest, if I'm Xers, I'm not going to even go aggressive for that kind of control, just because, like,
Just hold the angle.
even if you're behind them, it ain't been working.
You will not kill
Oh, though, here we go. Game still on. They're dancing around each other. They've got to get this spike down, though. It's all on the timing. Oh, Donkey!
He's won the round.
From where?
He played back left, teleported across to the behind default, then just shift walked all the way around. They left 1 spot. It's marked now, actually, on the map. They've gone and marked it. There was only 1 spot that he was in, and I think G2 have asked the same question. Where the was Donkey? And they found out now, but it's too late. That is such a huge play. They thought it was completely clear. 12,
I wish we'd
11.
seen that. That's nuts.
Oh my god.
That's absolutely nuts. How the confidence and the timing to go in. All he probably wanted to do was just take down the spike. And instead, he upset the whole round, got all the kills. He's given Giants the chance. It's definitely overtime secured now, Mitch. And so now they have the potential of getting the 2-0 on board. G2 are fighting for survival. Mixwell, though, he's done it good. Opening kill for Tino. A heavy hitter for their team. The wall's gone up, and Patatek expects someone to poke, but not just yet. It's all on the timing. First few shots fired, but they're not going to make it happen. Nade's going up towards the back as well. Sage is having to be very careful here. There's a slight gap in that wall as well, but you don't want to just play off that angle.
Yeah, if they're camera on C, they know that's completely clear and open to be played around. B, though, is the problem. There's a tripwire mid, but they could be already up right next to that. Here we go. If this tripwire has to be destroyed, really, for them to go through. The camera going to be spotting them as they come on. And they now know. They know it's going to be a C hit. That TP isn't to sight. It's over to Garage. The blind comes out, but Donkey not quite getting the same rewards. And now they're down to a 3v5. The shock darts come in. Again, that's another double.
Yeah. He's on point with it, Jomba. He was a little bit too early on this one, but again, it's just a nice setup. He's ready and waiting for it. There's an ult up on the Cypher, but there's no dead bodies for them to play off of. The spam's coming through. David P's very low. He's staying alive, though. G2, they believe they can push this. Giants have got to find a way in, and currently they just don't see it. They're too scared to go. They're waiting for the time, and they're waiting for a mistake. And G2, they may have just made it. Artis has gone down, but luckily Patatek and Mixwell are there. Only 1 player remains. Yuri, he goes down. David P holds strong, and G2 managed to take us to overtime. 12-12. This game has been back and forth from start to finish. But the G2 you know and love, the dominant G2, they're really being pushed further and further than we ever expected.
I do feel like DonQ had a great opportunity. I don't necessarily like where he TP'd to. Back left would have been better for me because they've got the camera there, so they know no one has a sight line on him. They can see that he TP's in, he can play sneaky, or he can just go in for a peek as they come out of the choke point, especially because he can. So you think about the angle he was in. He's in garage. And just look at the map there. He's going to fire that from garage to the left. Now, if they've pushed out, they're obviously...
there it is.
You'll catch
That's
some
where
of
he
them.
went. Oh!
That was gorgeous, DonQ, and his little ninja play. But in the round we just saw, when he threw the paranoia through, he caught some players, but not
Yeah.
all of them. So then you're going into a fight. Whereas if he goes back left on the TP, it's just a straight line. You paranoia, you block all of their sight, and you can actually take a very good fight.
Yeah, big thanks to production for pulling that out, just so we could see how quickly DonQ was able to find his way into that. He had to react so fast, Mitch, off the back of that teleport as well. But this is what it all comes down to. It's only a BO2. Patatek pushing forward, puts the paranoia up. Jomba, he's trying to make it happen, but Mixwell's in the back. They need to be able to deal with him. The boombot goes out. And they're backing away, but Piff's position's huge. Is it going to be checked? Oh no, gets one, gets two. Piff is on point. It's all headshots. Demoralizing.
That's heartbreaking, Banks, absolutely. For 13-12 on the board, G2 take the lead after what Vodafone Giants had. It looked like it was pretty much going to be a confirmed win for them.
Look at it.
Even in this round, they were in a spot like a 3v3 pushing into garage. If they deal with Pith, they've got a free plant, but they don't check their corners.
Could we be seeing G2 get this in overtime? They need one more round. Giants, can they push it? Can they go one step further? This is the real test of their limits, a test of their strengths. Like you were saying, Mitch, they haven't won a series. They've only won best of ones or tied up games. This could be another tie coming in. This game is all important for him. Fatino, he's only good for one for now. He's backed away, but he's still hungry for more. They found their way in, but Yuri's on the reply. Oh, this was getting aggressive, but there was no backup from his teammates. Mixwell's been healed up, but his shields are down. The push ready to come in. The slow going out. Yuri still in a really nice spot. Andy has his heal to play with. The blast pack being used. No damage found, though.
G2 just playing the waiting game in this 3v3. Vodafone Giants have to push now with the clock so low. Good peek by David P, but Mixwell's not able for the trade. He wants to go across there with the blast pack and gets it successfully to the left side, wanting to push through the smoke. He can't. Oh! Doesn't even kill Fatino. Somehow now it's left to Pith and he can't get it done. The defuse coming through, and it looks like he's got plenty of time. Another overtime to come through between these teams.
The pressure is on Mitch.
Your duty is not over.
And both teams are feeling it. We've seen crazy misses, huge whiffs, crazy misplays, and even a suicide with your own ult, Mixwell.
If Mixwell got that kill,
yeah.
ooh, they won that.
Oh, so unfortunate.
But the other thing is, Pith, I get that he swung through for the trade straight away, but they knew at that point that that player wasn't defusing, and there was no info on where Pith was. So that was a big play. If he waited a second, you potentially peek to someone defusing and the other one looking for you on either short or garage.
Now Giants going to be on the attacking side. They're looking to see if they can get some early success here towards long. But this is where David P actually was giving them a real rough time. Remember how many rounds he was just able to dominate them?
Oh, yes. David P can be a force to be reckoned with. Doesn't look like...
Oh, no.
Only the one.
Quick refrags, though. Yuri gets the wall up. Spike goes straight down. It's all about the hold here. 3 versus 3. Sage is still up, though, which is huge for Giants.
Used up a lot of the utility as well. Those slows on the Sage already put out. The wall, well, that's the second one there.
Last one done.
The wall already in play. DonQ almost had an angle. That barrel was right, like tipping on the edge of the smoke. Oh, and then they run through, lined up, the damage done. Pith is able to pick up one frag, but Yuri just shuts them down on 3. lining them up as they came through the door, grabbing the trade on his teammate, and Vodafone Giants, they're back. They're back in this position, James. 14-13. Map and series point.
1 round is all the Giants need for a 2-0 here. G2, what have they got left in them? Ardis, he picked it up from not having such a good game on Ascent. Mixwell using his raise for the first time. It's not been pretty, it's not been perfect, but he's still been able to play to a high level. Giants are on their comfort heroes. The agents of choice, let it be. But this is a huge moment if Giants can get this. This is what it all comes down to. And again, that Boombot just doesn't find any success. These little details, right, is what's really becoming a problem here with Mixwell being on this race.
Yeah, it's those little lineups, right, that it just bounces back and ends up being just a waste of 300.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to Mixwell and this agent, you could easily see him going into the operator. But he's... Oh, no, not again! Yuri's able to get out of the corner. That one frag, though, he should have gotten so much more done.
Anyone in your games, check that corner every time. Especially if your first one out. All the double shock darts, though.
They're used to it now. They're ready for it. As soon as they see Yombus alive, they're like, all right.
Yeah.
Fake it and stand back.
I'm not having that happen. Ardis right on the edge of the wall. This is how he likes to get up close and personal, aggressive, in for the fight. Gets himself one, but that's all he's going to have. Donkey is going to push forward on it. Those grenades are going out. They want to keep him at bay for as long as possible. Are we going to have to go to another overtime? The paranoia's through. They're pushing on it. The locations have been revealed as well. They're trying to make it work. This is nice from Don Q. He's continuing to go forward, but David P is now the only one left. He's on the Sage. He has to save the day for his team.
A spike is not planned for him, though. He's going to push right on out. Don Q baits it, knowing he'll come, but misses the shots, and David P pulls it into another overtime, keeping G2 alive. Oh, man, we're here all day. 28 rounds played out. We're looking for the full 30.
Can you believe this, Mitch? This, if Yuri got 2, that's game over. It would be right now us saying Giants are up 2-0. They just can't let this stuff sit into their head, though. They need to bring it through.
Now, where?
Now, yes, exactly, Exers. Exactly, Cypher.
through
Now
now.
is true. Right here, right now.
The Cyphers really are the info characters.
Yeah,
It
mate,
feels like
they know
always
what we're saying before we do.
But this is like Vodafone Giants have played so well. This position's been played before. They should be ready for this. Surely they've got the cage across. Patatek close left. They're not checking him either. Check your corners. Yuri eventually deals with him, but those 2 kills are more than Patatek could have hoped for.
Both these teams are making sloppy mistakes. Their backs are up against the wall. G2 standing strong. Really nice from David there. Heals himself up. No real challenge just yet. It's only the Sova that remains, and well, realistically, he's not going to get anything done. It's a 4v1. He's going to try as he might. Oh, this finishes him off.
Isn't it Soap? Check your corners. They need to go back and play Modern Warfare a couple times over. Just get used to it.
Don't suggest that to anyone.
What?
Terrible decision.
The old one. I'm talking about.
Terrible decision.
Campaign, man. Was banging.
You really do want me to find a new duo partner, don't you? You really do.
But that's
Again,
single
Twitch
player
chat, I'll say
campaign.
I really need someone that doesn't play terrible games. you know?
Honestly, single player campaign of that was
Just
epic.
stop. Just really
That's all
stop.
I'm saying.
Bomb buddy out.
And on the 15-14, G2 back in the lead. Vodafone Giants, they're just being teased at this point. They get so close to closing it out, and every time it's
no.
a small mistake.
Oh, he lazy peeked it hardest. The wall. Oh, he nearly put him on top of the wall as well. That could have been catastrophic.
What is Yuri doing, man? How did
my.
he just sit there with a wall in his hand for so long? That was crazy. He heard the other player stepping close, right? The balls on that guy that just got like, he's not going to peek me yet.
They're trying to work out if they want to do it or not. They're trying to make if it's this is the right decision. Oh, still in it, still with a chance. As soon as they get a numbers advantage, he just switches back round. 1 for 1. No one can quite seal the deal, but the pressure is now on Giants. They're in a 4 versus 3. They need this round to go to another overtime, where G2 They're hoping they can close it out here. They don't want to play any more rounds.
Big push, big push.
Yuri's in a
coming
great spot. Yuri's in such a good spot. All it's going to take is Yuri to at least get one. No one pushing from that spot.
I don't get this. Donq's pushed all the way up A long, and yet they've just decided to leave C with just Yuri. They two-man rotated a B. They would have had a fast flank on a B player anyway, so just sending one would have made sense. Now that plant can come down. 10 seconds left. Looks like Patatek's going to get it securely.
Jomba trying to get his lineups on go.
This is so dangerous.
Now
Donq
his
spotted.
position's known.
They're not going to expose themselves to long. Might even well, they are actually. Patatek was in a little bit of danger. He got spotted. Now spammed up.
Patatek playing off the sides, though. He's going to try and make it work, but the paranoia goes out. Patatek, he's trying to play around with him. He does it in style. He's only got one more to find, though. Comes down to it. He doesn't have the health. Exers comes in. He saves the day for Giants. And we are going to another overtime. It's the game that doesn't end. Both these teams want it so bad. G2 fighting to get a tie. Giants fighting to get the 2-0 over the best team in the world.
Oh my. This is getting unbelievably tense. For 30 rounds played out, G2 are being stretched thin by Vodafone Giants. And I gotta commend them at this point for how they're able to keep themselves in it mentally at this. Like, it's been so difficult for them to pull through. I've lost hope, gained it, lost it so many times, and yet these guys are staying laser focused, winning out these rounds by a tiny margin. But G2 are in the same position. What a nade early on.
Oof. Why have you lost it? You should definitely be losing it. This game has been great. After the first game, which was so one-sided,
Oh, yeah.
this has really given us a lot to be thankful for.
No, it's the hope, the belief that Vodafone Giants will close it. It just seems like they keep getting so close and it's taken away. And you think, surely now they're demotivated. Now they feel beaten into the ground. And yet, no, they just keep themselves in it mentally. They go, if they don't check this corner, Banks, I'm going to leave. David P's just tucked in. This is a position we saw him play so many times on Haven before. They're going to walk out. They check the right, not the left. But the wall comes out a little bit too eager.
But look, the quick rotate's coming in. Oh, this is going to get his recon up. He's going to see what he can find. He gets destroyed straight away. He can't land the shot, though. He tries to pop through the smoke. Fatino is already in there. He's making it work. Oh, and he gets a second as well. Giants have come into this with a new lease of life. Yuri's helping him out. There's only one player left to find. It's Piff. He's trying to flank. It's a 1v3. Spike's about to go down.
Get out of my way.
He's got the information potentially where one might be. Oh, and he lazy picks it, but still gets the kill. 33 health, though. Throws his camera up.
Taken out.
Instantly it's destroyed. They nearly line up for him. The knives go out from Fatino, though. He does manage to finish it off, but that was way closer than it should have been. 16-5, and Giants just need one more round. G2, they can continue to push their way through.
That almost spiraled out of control, and so lucky as well that David P only got the one kill. The swing out from Fatino, who just had a massive round, a 4K, saved it at every turn.
This is the game of check your corners.
Yes, absolutely. And properly.
Yes, no lazy peek. No lazy peek.
16-15. We've gone past 30 rounds. We're going into 32 minimum. As the final round gets underway of this overtime, will we see another one? Well, that's up to G2. They've got to connect themselves this round if they want to stay alive. And remember, losing this series means they could go out in groups. The damage done to Jomba. That's quite a bit, actually. He's down to 80, lost most of his armor as well. And Vodafone Giants, they're just staying put. Previously, they over-rotated towards B even after pushing A long, and at this point, you can see they don't want to over-aggress. This means so much to them closing this round out. In fact, they've left B with just a single tripwire there. They're happy to concede control because of how infrequently G2 have gone here, and a quick pick by Fatino straight out of the dash afterwards, and that's a man advantage now, plus information.
But G2 still want to push on it. Fatino goes down. Piff is lining them up. This is the entries they needed. This is the way they wanted to find into the site. It could be going to another one if G2 can hold strong at this point. 4v3, they've got the numbers advantage. They've got the spike down. Jomba looking to try and get those shock darts working again. He knows them. He's popping them. The push comes in, very little to play with here, and they are getting absolutely owned. 16-16, it continues to go on as G2, they will not give up.
No, they won't.
You're gonna have a lot to break down on this one tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to make the whole video of this game. This is unbelievable. This is like 4 maps in
Can you
one.
please make one part of the analysis and breakdown? Check your corners and just like do a little break of each single corner was not checked. Oh, it is overtime though. It is pressure. It is crazy. Look how far behind Exos is compared to everyone else though in fragging compared on his teammate. Look at that. He's on 11. 11 for 23 Exos. All you need to do is step up and you might be the difference maker in this. Oh, it's going again though. Back and forth, back and forth. Currently a one-man advantage in for Giants, but how long can they hold on to it? Where are they going to decide to go? Which corner are they going to forget to check neck? Jonba marches his way into the A site. He's got control of it, but for how long? The smokes go up, the spike needs to go down.
Look at this. They're even marking that back corner. They want to make sure it's fully cleared just in case.
Don't mess around with it.
No, not at all. Like this has gotten to the point where it's just ridiculous how many rounds they've had someone sneak in. That's exactly what G2 are trying to do. The smoke in the wall to allow them to just sneak on by. And David P's already on that site, looking to get an early fight. The spray onto Xers is actually good through the box. Patino gets caught off guard. Pith is the one with the double kill before he's dealt with, but they don't know Mixwell's here as well, and he's able to take down Jonba to put G2 on map and series point for what seems like the millionth time. It is 17-16, and if they can close out their attacking round, they will win this map and put themselves in a much better position for the playoff stage.
Now this is a great overtime, right? But there's still some sloppy plays that come through, some mistakes being made here. Both teams trying to throw something different up in the air each and every time. It is wild. G2 now, it's all on them to make it happen here. Ardis is pushing every single time, giving it all he's got.
You gotta feel for these guys, like it's getting long. At this point, it's been so long that they've been playing this game. They've got to be getting tired, fatigued. Oh, that spray!
Again.
He got there just as the wall had been broken, as the armor had fallen down, and so it was so easy to spam him on through the wood. A B hit, we said, very infrequently hit by G2, but they go for it, and David P opens onto Xers, but extends a little too far, gets caught off guard. Donkey got the blind, the paranoia goes through, and the rest of the team look to follow up on it, but Vodafone Giants have a 3v3, no info on where these players are. Donkey gonna take the height, he sees the player down in window, but not winning the fight. Patino's gonna do it all, a 1v2, a retake on B, and it's not looking likely. A nade's still in play, surely going to be the thorn in the side. It pushes him forward, and at this point time is so low, they've got a player rotating through the garage. He's been spotted, and the flank from Pith should be the thing that closes it out. At long last, this map comes to an end, and G2 just about save it.
18-16, overtime after overtime. Giants were trying to take down the ultimate Valorant team in G2. Fatino, he gave it his all right to the very end.